Hi kids! Are you all ready to listen to today's tale? So let's start. Once upon a time, in a dense forest, there lived many animals and beautiful birds together in peace and harmony. All the birds were thick friends of each other and spent most of their time together. One day, a group of crows, parrots, peacocks, woodpeckers, owl, cuckoos and many other birds were having picnic in the forest and they decided to play run and catch. It was Crow's turn to catch the other birds. While trying to catch few other birds, the crow went out of the forest to a nearby village and didn't know the way to go back to the forest. The crow tried for a long time to find the route to the forest, but to his bad time, he was not able to get back to his friends in forest. 2 days passed by. The crow reached a dry village where very few people were living. It got very tired because of searching his way back to the forest and started feeling very thirsty. Despite of finding water to drink in various places in that village, the crow failed in every attempt and became unconscious in middle of the street. A wise old man passing through the street found the crow lying on the floor and thought that it died. He gently picked the crow and left it at the corner near the wall and went back on his way. After some time, a hunter was passing through that street. After his eyes caught the crow, the hunter felt very happy that he got something for that day without any hard work. While he was about to pick the crow, he got a call from one of his friends stating that he was in mid of the forest and found a secret place where he saw many rabbits. His friend insisted the hunter to reach soon to the forest so that they both can catch as many rabbits together as possible. In a glimpse of excitement, the hunter left the crow there itself and started walking towards the forest. After some time, it rained in that village and the drizzling water dropped on top of crow, by which it gained its conscience again and drank as much water he wanted. After quenching its thirst, the crow was sitting on top of a building thinking about the good time he spent at the forest with his friends. At that time, a parrot was passing through that building and noticed the crow sitting very sadly. After reaching near the crow, the parrot realized that he was his friend. He asked about his whereabouts for the last 2 days. The crow replied that he entered that village by mistake while playing with his friends and he was unable to go back to the forest as he didn't know the route. The parrot was happy to have found his crow friend and assured that he will get him back to the forest. While the crow asked why the parrot came to that village, the parrot said one of his friends lives in a house in that village and he visits him often at his free time. Out of curiosity, the crow wanted to know that how that bird came to that village from the forest. Then the parrot said one day while they were having fun in forest, a hunter approached them and caught one of his friend and sold him to a person living in that village, who is now taking care of him. Both of them flew to that house where the parrot's friend bird was living. The owners had locked him in a cage in their house and left for work. Hence, the crow and the parrot visited him by entering through a hole near window of that house. Looking at his friend, the parrot in the cage felt very happy. At the same time, he was very sad. that he was feeling all alone in that house until everyone comes back. The crow asked about the family taking care of the parrot in the cage. He replied that the family has a mother, father, and 2 boy kids. They all give the parrot full care and attention. But the sad part is, until everyone comes back to home, the parrot has to be in cage all alone. Also, he shared his thought that he wanted to get back to his nature home forest. Looking at the sadness of parrot in cage, the crow wanted to help him out and replied immediately that they will help him out to get out of the cage. The crow asked the parrot in the cage about the secret to open the door. The parrot replied immediately that it's not a big deal. The key to the cage is near the main door in key holder. The crow quickly flew near that and got the key to free the parrot. After opening the door, the crow said, "Come, my friend, let's go to our home. I also know how it feels to be out of our home, as I got stuck in this village for last couple of days." Though the parrot was happy about the idea to get back to the forest, but he didn't want to give a shock to his owner, as they all took a nice care of him. He always wanted to convey them his thoughts of meeting his family and friends, and always wanted a happy farewell from that family. Hence, he insisted his parrot and crow friends to wait for his owner to come back to seek their permission. Looking at the parrot's compassion, the other 2 birds were jaw-dropped and followed what he said. Soon after some time, the whole family reached their house. After opening the door, the little boys happily ran inside to meet the parrot and were shocked to see the door of cage was opened, but still the parrot was sitting inside. The boy called upon their parents and showed them what was happening. Upon meeting the owner, the parrot shared his thoughts of getting back to his family and friends in the forest. The owner was really touched by the way the parrot behaved. The parrot has the opportunity to flee away as the door of the cage was open. But he didn't do that because he has love and respect towards that family. Hence, the family wanted to pay the respect back to the parrot by allowing him to fly back to the forest, but at one condition. The condition was that the parrot should visit them every weekends, as the kids had lots of love for him. The parrot agreed for that and went back to the forest with his crow and parrot friends. After reaching there, he shared his experience of spending time with a beautiful family in a nearby village. Every other bird was happy to see his friend back after a long time. At the same time, they too wanted to have a loving family like him. Aspiring to see the beautiful, lovely family, many other birds accompanied the parrot during his visit to his owner's house. That made the little boys overjoyed to be surrounded by a bunch of birds. From then on, the family's house became a mini bird sanctuary located in that village, which became a famous bird watching site. I'm sure you would have definitely helped one of your friend, right? Share those experiences in comments. I will meet you soon with another exciting tale. Bye-bye.